So it should pop up on Facebook in just a second. What I did with my phone that fast. All right, we live now, so I'm finna start tagging everybody. Uh, what am I looking for? Damn. All right. Mm, mm, I think it's showing up. Mm-mm. There we go. Had to hit the right button. All right, now we. Yep, now we live. 6. Yep, there we go. All right. Hey Smurf, you got Mr. Bill Ward information on Facebook?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm finna tag you in the podcast. Then that way you can tag them in it.
All right.
I swore I had all this stuff in there. I just tagged, so you should get it in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and start this up. Uh, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hey, Mr. Henkerson, see if you can unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. Now
Yeah,
you
I'm
is.
unmuted now, I think.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go.
All right.
All right, peace and blessings, family. We tuned into another edition of Stay Dangerous podcast, and we got a special guest in the building, and Mr. Greg Johnson. He's running for mayor in my city, my big city, Vidalia, Georgia.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And this is a first, because we have to get involved in voting as young people, man, and we have to turn out and start making some changes. And this is one way we can do it, is to get involved in the political process. No matter what no matter what's going on. So that's something that we need to get in tune to, because these are the laws that change, and especially on the local level, we can get our laws changed that affect us immediately. Statewide we need to do that too, but your immediate vicinity is going to be the ones that affect you the most and the quickest. So
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
this is something that we need to stay tuned into. And I brought him on today because as many years I've been living here, I ain't never known none of the mayors. Because
At
we ain't
all.
had but one. Never had a conversation with him. Never seen him in the street. Just rolled by his house and it seemed like a ghost house. But I'm just saying. To make a long story short, man, I brought him here today so we can get some more information out to the people. And let's see what his campaign about. And let's really get involved. So, Mr. Henkerson, introduce everybody.
Good evening to everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank the host of this great show. Thank you, gentlemen, for allowing us to come on today. Just blessed to be here. I'm Dr. Henry Henkerson. I'm the campaign manager for the Gregory Johnson for mayor of Vidalia campaign. We have a few other members of our team here today with us. We have Mr. Bill Ward, very known in the community. Thank him. He serves as our political director. And then we have Ms. Rachel Tubbs, another young lady who is very influential throughout the community. She serves as our field director. And then, of course, we have our candidate who we're working to get elected here in Vidalia, Georgia, Councilman Gregory Johnson. So again, thank you, gentlemen, for allowing us to be on today.
Indeed.
No problem, no problem. So, Mr. Greg, I'm gonna let you lead it off and tell the people why you're running for mayor and, you know, a little background about yourself, and then we'll jump into the questions after that.
Truly, as Dr. Henkerson said, truly it's a privilege just to be on your show, man. We was in a meeting and they was sharing with us about you, and I said, well, man, let's see if we can get on this show and make that happen. And so truly want to thank you for this opportunity. But I also like to say, yeah, this is, I am Gregory Johnson. Like I said, I think most everyone pretty much know me. I've been around this camp for a long time. I was raised and born here in Vidalia. Graduated in 1981 to the son of Mr. James Johnson. Most people know him as Boot Johnson. And my mom was Annie Pearl Johnson of Vidalia, and have 7 siblings here in this city. And I am married to Miss Tammy Williams Johnson of Lowndes, and I have 2 sons, Gregory and Derek. Like I say, also as a business owner, I have my own roofing and construction company for the last 25 years. I did a major contract with the federal government. It was my main occupation there. Been city councilman for the 2nd ward here in Vidalia for the last 2.5 years. And I had the opportunity to work with the late great Mayor Dixon, and also our Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. Raymond Turner, which is doing a tremendous job there at the City Hall now. And like I said, it was just an honor for me to be able to work with them for the last 2.5 years, because I was able to learn a lot from those gentlemen. They've been around the city for almost 25, 30 years that they've been leading our city here in Vidalia. And like you said, it was a blessing to be able to receive some of the knowledge of the time that I was able to spend with Mayor Dixon and Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner has been a great role model for me as being a counselor here in Vidalia. But for my reason for running, because, you know, I've always gave back to this community. This community have always been nice to me and have always supported all the efforts that I did. And I thought it was just another opportunity for me to give back. And we're excited about running for the mayor. I think in this political time that we're in now, I think that I would be the person to lead Vidalia, because we have so much diversity in our city. We have so much division in our country and stuff. And I think we're gonna need a leader that can be able to relate with all the people. I want to thank my team who came up with our slogan for the election was all in for Vidalia, because we want everybody's voice to be heard. We want every person that live in our city to have a voice. And for so long, we haven't had that. And I know for a fact that I can be that voice for our community, not only for just the minority, but also for the Hispanics, also for the Caucasians that we have already here in our city. And that in our campaign, we got a slogan that it's better to build bridges and not walls. And I think I can be that bridge for our community as we move forward in Vidalia in our community. Another reason I want to run, because like you say, for so long, so many people haven't had a voice in our city. We've had Mr. Turner there supporting us, but we're so grateful for him and the service that he done. But now we have an opportunity to where that we can kind of set the agenda for the city to make it work for everyone. And I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to represent not only my family, but all the families here in Vidalia, and just to represent my community. And again, I know I'm the one that can bring our community closer than where we at right now.
All right, all right. So you mentioned you was city council. How long you been on city council?
2.5 years. I was elected in Ward 2 here in Vidalia. That's one of the oldest wards we have here. We was able to get elected in November of 17. It's when I was elected and started my service the 18th of January in that ward. And it's been rewarding. I've really been enjoying it. I've been able to help a lot of people get a lot of things done that people had been trying to get done, but thankful that I was able to come in and get it done for them. And we're so grateful for that. And that's what we come for, to be able to serve the community.
Okay. So in your 2 years, what do you think that you learned that you would like to go in and change some things up or shake some things up that'll help you out as mayor?
Yeah, from my 2 years experience there, one of the things that we talk about in my platform and in my vision for the city, I think we need to open the city up more. It's like I said, for so long, our city has been controlled by a certain group of people, and it seemed like even when I was campaigning, people were saying that, they think that, well, I know that we need to open our city up more, because it's not about the city councilman, nor is it about the mayor, but the city belongs to the citizen others of the town and of the city. And I want to open that up. So, and by doing that, what I want to do once elected mayor, I want to have a committee outside of City Hall, which I would call it my mayor advisory. And what that would be, people from all walks of life in our city. I would have them on a panel that I would meet with them either quarterly or semi-quarterly, just to get a feedback from them of how the city is being run, or is there certain things that we're doing that the community don't like, or is there certain things that the community would like to do? And I think that will be giving the voice and the power back to the people, the citizens of Vidalia, once I can become mayor and get that committee up and going. And that would be called the mayor's council. And what they share with me, then I'll take it back to the councilmen and share with them what the people of the city are saying, or what they would like to see, or what direction they would want our city to go in. I would share that with the councilors and hope that, that we can get them more involved, because for so long, it's just been ran by, it's been inclusive just to City Hall folks. And I think we really need to open it up. And that's one of the things that I've noticed in the 2.5 years that I've been there, that I would like to see that. And I've had citizens that say that they wish that, the city will open up more. And I fully agree with them, because again, it doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the citizen of Vidalia.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years about the city need to open up, because we provide so much for so many other people outside of Vidalia.
Absolutely.
It's kind of tight
when
you start adding other people in.
Right.
Yeah, that's so true. And one other thing I think is so important too, you guys know I've always been a youth person, and I want to have a youth advisor also, because I don't think we have enough activity for our youth here in the city. And I also want to have a youth advisory where I meet with them, like I say, quarterly or every other quarter, and just get their ideas of what they want to do, what they would like to see happen in their city also, so they will have a voice. And I think that's going to be important too, that they be a part, because like I say, we all are in this together. And with doing that, I think that we can have a stronger city, a stronger community if we do that. And I think that's so important. And so I want to have the adults mayor conference, and I also want to have the youth conference also. That there will be a panel of kids throughout every walk in our city that can just come in and sit down with the mayor and just voice their opinion, and just let us know, like you say, what they would like to see, what direction they would like for the youth here in the city to go in. And one of the other things I think, guys, we got a real nice building there, that pavilion down there. I think it's important that we utilize that. I don't think we use it enough. I think on the Onion Festival, we use it, and maybe one more time, 4th of July or something. I think we need to use that more to bring the communities together by doing different events at that pavilion. And I know in the past, it's kind of been a technical thing, because of the difficulty it is. Once we do that, we have to close down so many streets because it's open like it was. But now that we're going to be putting a fence around that, they've already put the columns up. Now we're going to be also adding a fence there, so that area will be controlled to where we won't have to have so much of our police involvement in there. And with that being said, I would like to see more activities take place in that park, whether it be for our young people or whether it just be for our citizens as a whole. That way it can bring us together more, and we can do more things as citizens here in Vidalia and build that gap between the different, the different lifestyles that we have. I think that's important. And that's another one of the things that I'm really looking forward as mayor to doing, just bringing the city closer.
Okay. You said that's why I met you. It was the Boys and Girls Club. It was my first introduction to you. That's when it was on this side of the tracks, though, down there on MLK.
Okay. You go way back then.
Yeah. I got a little age on me.
Okay.
So even dealing with the youth, like I said, I've been knowing you that long. So do you think there's things that you learned even running the Boys and Girls Club that will help you as mayor?
Absolutely. It's just that patience with the youth and being that, just to be that ear. Because when we started the Boys and Girls Club, man, there was really nothing for the kids to do. And I gained their trust by being there and having some activity and being able to take them places, man, because you'll be amazed, a lot of our kids haven't left Vidalia. And when I was at the Boys and Girls Club, we gave our youth that opportunity. We gave them a place of belonging. Man, I had no problems with those kids. Even back then, as many years I was at the Boys and Girls Club, those kids was always respectful. And, it was because of the fact that I was giving them an opportunity to do something, to be able to go places. And I tell you, I truly miss that. I truly miss that because, and what I learned from them, I mean, our kids we can learn so much from them. And that's why I think it's important that we need to let them have a voice at the table. That's why I want to have that youth advisory board, because, man, like I say, our kids, even today, it's more pressure on them because they go through so many things. And like I said, during that time, we had a little activity for them, but now they don't have anything to do. So I think it's so important that we listen to them and just see what they're going through, because kids are going through so much these days. My wife works at the school, and I hear some of the stories that comes from there, and it just breaks your heart. And I think there got to be some way that we can be able to unite back with them. I would especially, like you say, love to do that, because I know I've been in that setting with them. And like I said, we can learn a lot from them. But most of all, it's just that letting them know that they are loved and having a place that someone care about them and someone are listening to them. I think that's real important with our youth, real important.
Yeah. So we mentioned about opening up Vidalia as far as like bringing jobs. Could you explain the process of how that works with bringing different companies in? Because I know I've heard about a lot of different jobs to move in and out, or had offers to come in and they didn't come in. So just to let the community know, like, how is that even evaluated or picked through or whatever?
I got you. What our Toombs County Development Authority, that's down, it's headquartered out of Lowndes. They work hand in hand with the Toombs County Chamber, and they brings in the corporate jobs, the big trains, your Walmarts, all of that goes through our development authority from Toombs County. So we want to continue to work closely with them. I have that on my platform, that we want to definitely continue to be a strong relationship with them and working with them. And that's so important, because they're the one that really goes out and shop and try to bring the larger companies in. And they do a good job at that. Okay. But we also have our local businesses, which are downtown areas and what have you. Another thing I want to do with that too, I want to, just like the Toombs County Development Authority, I want to start Vidalia Downtown Development Authority. And what that would do, it would strengthen the Downtown Association, which we already have. It would strengthen that organization, because what that would do, the Downtown Development Authority would be a citizen, private citizen for our community, business people. They will be overseeing this program. And what it does, they'll I spoke with some people in the community and they talked about trying to get money for some of our empty buildings that we have downtown to go and purchase the buildings and to try to bring in businesses to come in to work with them, maybe helping them get a small loan to start the company, giving them startup money at a low interest rate to try to enhance what we already have and to bring in new businesses. I want to try to do that also for the minority companies too, to come in. And then we have funding that can help them with startup, starting business downtown. Also with Hispanics, I think it's important because we do have a lot of Hispanics in our community. If we can work with them to try to get them more involved also in our local economy and within our local downtown area to grow it and just have through that development, Vidalia Development Authority to work with our entrepreneurs to get them, to help them start their business and also help them maintain their businesses in our downtown area. And I think that's so important. And even with the young people, sometimes they have great ideas. They can come in and help. We can help them start businesses and what happens. So I think that's important. I'm working on that now. We did have one at one time. I have the bylaws to it. And once mayor, I'm just going to act that back into existence and just ask people to come in from the community from all walks and be a part of that also. So we're looking forward for that.
Okay. What you got, Smurf?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Ward 3. I believe that's that ward entitles in cases Epstein, Ramona's. And I was wanting to know what was the development plan for those areas, because they seem like they haven't been invested in as much as other wards in our area. And I was just wanting to know what was the plan of development for those.
Yeah. I fully agree with you. One of the things we're doing right now, we passed, one of the things that we were having concern was that a lot of the properties over there in those areas is not owned by people that live in that community. And a lot of those units, a lot of those houses, and they ran down. The weeds are grown up. The houses have been boarded. If you notice, we have started a campaign to try to clean some of that up. As in either they're going to either have to fix them up or they're going to have to renovate them or they're going to have to do something else. We just passed a city ordinance probably about a month ago. It's going to be coming up. I think we got our second reading on that, to where whatever area that's grown up, weeds and stuff, they're going to have to get that cleaned up. So right now, our first thing is to try to get it cleaned up. And what I would like to do moving forward, I want to look at working with the federal government, again, with outside agencies. I know a friend of mine in Atlanta, they teamed up with the federal government and they built some apartments. And actually, the federal government built these apartments with them, but on the stipulation, they had to, for 20 years, they had to let low-income families and what have you live in those units. And it was done through the federal government. I want to get find an organization here locally that we can try to do that, to where we can establish a unit that we can get teamed up with the federal government that can come in and help us build. I don't like the apartments. In some of our major cities, what they're doing is single family homes. Right. I think that'll be better for our community. A lot of those homes in which we're tearing down now in that area, in those districts, that we can put single family homes in there through the federal government with low income. That's one of my things I want to see if we can try to do. Because like I said, I was invited down to Liberty City in Florida one time in Miami. And what they done, they tore down the projects and they began to build single family homes. And what they did, it was through the government, but they didn't just put low income people in there. They put a mixture of all type of people in there. And what that does with the low income people, it gave them that incentive because their neighbor were maybe keeping their places up or their lawn up, they fell right in line with that, and they kept their places up to that level too. And so it made that neighborhood look really, really good. And I think that's important that we do that. I hope and pray that we can do that instead of doing apartments, that we do single family homes. And where these houses are being torn down, that we can put homes on there and beautify our neighborhood back up.
Yeah. All right. So if y'all don't understand what he's talking about, you essentially talking about bringing the property value up in those neighborhoods. So when you have those dilapidated houses or houses that ain't even worth renting, it brings the property value down for the whole entire neighborhood. So if your grandma or your mom own a house in that area, by them bringing in other homes, single family homes versus apartments, it'll bring the value to your home up and also raise the equity in it too.
Right.
So how much would the cost of living go up possibly with, the upgrade and the real estate in those areas?
Well, and with kids, you would still have that net to help you until you can build up, to where you need to be. So it's like the projects, but there'll be your homes. There'll be single homes. But let me take that back, because you'll be able to purchase these homes. They won't be, they'll be low income, but it'll be for low income families. And like you said, it's to build up that community. And we'll have a mixture. And we have a shortage here in Vidalia across the board with housing. I mean, across the board, we have a shortage. And so that's one of the things we really, really got to put focus on within in that ward as trying to build new homes. Like say, I don't like the apartments. I think it'd be better if we did single family homes. And we'll have to, and what I would have to do, I would have to build a team that can research that and find out how we can make that happen. Because that's my community. That's where I grew up at. My family houses is still over in there. So I would love anything to see that community come up to be a vibrant community with homes, not apartments. Mm-hmm. And then, like I said, and then it's also, when you do a home, it's helping that person gain their independence. And it's much better to be in a home than be in an apartment. It's more yours that way. And so, guys, we can do this. We can do this. We can develop our community the way we want it. The way we want it. We have that opportunity. Because like you say, if I'm mayor, I'm going to put a lot of attention towards that, because those areas, just like you said, Smurf, they have been neglected for so long. It's time for a change. Yeah. It's time for a change. And then on top of that, again, all in, we want the community to be a part of it. I think if they being a part of something, they got some ownership to that. And by them having ownership to that, then they're going to be more to take care of that and take care of their communities. And I can sense it's changing, because I give you another little small example. The Epstein Park, they didn't have goals up there for the longest. And so I told our city councilman, we need to put those goals back up there. But what we asked them to do, let's put one up there at a time. You see, there's only one goal up there, because what they were saying, well, it caused a lot of drugs. It was a lot of this, a lot of that going on. I said, well, it's a different time. So let's go ahead on and try this. And I tell you, it's been up there now for a while. We haven't had not one incident up there. And so going back in, I'm going to ask Mr. Turner and the councilmen to let's go ahead on and put the other goal up there now. Because the excuse before, where they're going to tear it down, and we was tired of putting it back up and down. There was too much drug stuff going on. We haven't had any of that now. So I think it's time for us to take that next step, to put the other goal back up there, to let the kids have something to do or somewhere to go.
That was one of the things I coming up. The goals broke when, right when I started dunking. The goals broke, but they hadn't put them up since then.
They haven't put it back, huh?
That was, shoot, I was in middle school then, to be honest with you, because that was one of the things that I knew was going to be, they was going to say, you know what I'm saying, about the high traffic crime area. But I mean, that's why I learned how to play ball at. That's why I got a lot of my I guess upcoming from, to be honest with you, because being able to come outside and just run right up the road to the park, and my mama being able to yell up to the park even when she needed me, it was something essential for that neighborhood. So are they thinking about putting like water fountains and bathrooms up there at the park as well on Epstein?
Yeah, we're gonna have to look in. Yeah, we probably have to look into that too. What we'll do with our seed, like I said, it have to be a step process. Once we get the goal back up there, and like you say, there ain't no water, so yeah, we'll have to look at that too. We have to look at that too once we start moving that forward, and we'll see how it goes. I think now we'll take it step by step, guys, because what we don't want to do is we go in there and we lobby for all that, and then we put it up there, and then they tear it back down. The first thing they're gonna say to me, "I told you so." So what we want to do, we'll take it step by step and make sure that we got people that's gonna help us monitor it to make sure that we try to have the kids to make sure that they're taken care of. And I think we're good with that now, though. So, like to say, if I'm mayor, I can pretty much let you guys know that we will definitely try to bring that place back up the way it's supposed to be. I'm sure Mr. Turner won't have no problem with that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we will look at getting water fountain and, like you said, bathrooms and accessories back to that place.
Oh, that question just slipped my mind that fast. I forgot what I was. Oh, about your team that having around you. How does your team help you move forward and get those policies in the place? Because I know it's more than just the mayor. Your city council people and the people like that are gonna vote on it and stuff. So how does that look?
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do once mayor. I'm gonna, just like this, be honest. Some of the information I have on my platform, I asked the team that was surrounding me. They asked me when I called a few of them together to let them know that we was going to run for the mayor. And they said, one of the young ladies said, "Well, what's your platform?" I said, "No, it ain't my platform. What's y'all platform? This is y'all city. What y'all want to do?"
Yeah.
And so I asked them. I think they said they got they got a Facebook that about 400 something people is on there or something. So I asked them, I said, "Well, you put the question out to those guys. You put it out on Facebook, ask them what would they want to see, what do they want their community to look like?" Because again, it's their community. So why should I sit up and make a platform for what I want it to be? It's not about me, it's about you. So that way it's giving them a voice to what they want to do and what will happen behind that. And I want them to continue to do this. Put it out on Facebook, even with your podcast. Ask the people what they want to see their city, and then what I would do, I would get that information, and I would process it, and then I was.
Sorry about that.
I would pass that. No problem. Then I would pass that up to the council, the city councilmen. It's what the community is saying that they want to see happen over here, and I can almost guarantee you, if it's something that we can do, then we will put that in priority of moving forward to changing our community. But again, what we want to do is we want everybody to be a part of it. Yeah. That's what I mean by opening our city up, letting the people have a voice. Never before have that happened with us. And I think as being mayor, by doing that, then everybody's all in. Yeah. So if you vote, you got a voice. You got a voice. You can run anything you want to do. They can shoot it to your podcast. Well, we want to see our city do that. You guys feed that information up to me. I'll feed it up to the city councilman. We get a priority list of what you guys can even say, we want this right here first, this second, this third, whatever, down the line. And then that's what we work to try to put into our administration to make sure that our citizens are being taken care of. And we work on that together. There may be some things that we will have to do on the city side, but there also is going to be some things that the community have to do. And we have to have that support. Another thing I like to stress that we need that support up there. Yeah. We need that support at City Hall. Once I become mayor, I hope that we have City Hall full. We only get our people to come up there is when something going on. Yeah. We need to see those faces. We need to see those faces. But I want the community to be just as vital, just as part of it because it's not about us. It's about our citizens.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing, if you guys don't say anything, then guess what? We're not going to do anything. So that's why it's important that the community be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. So what you're asking for is for the community to get way more involved than what we've been having in the past.
Absolutely.
And that's something I think we really have to knock down on. I didn't even know when the meets and stuff was until like last year. So we all got to clean up around our doorsteps and help out in every way we can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I say everybody have to be all in for this to work. Everyone have to be all in. Because people can sit back and they can say, well, this ain't getting done and that ain't getting done. But we have to ask ourselves, what have we done?
Correct.
What have we done? So that's what I want to change. That's the attitude I want to change about our city. Again, our slogan is all in for Vidalia. Everybody have a voice. Everybody need to be a part of this. Let's move our city forward. Let's make our city bigger than what it is. Let's include everybody, not just some people. And let's, like Smirk said, what about developing over there on the 3rd Ward? What about getting some single houses over there? If we come to City Hall with that attitude and we come consistently, don't you think those people are going to start wanting to move something? Yeah. That's what we have to do. If you want something, you have to be out on the front, letting people know what you want. We can sit in our homes and talk about what we would like, but if you just do that in your home, then who's going to hear that? You need to bring that to the City Hall and voice your opinion. And after a while, they're going to get tired of seeing us in there. And guess what? Things will start happening. Things will start moving. That's what we have to do because, guys, that's what people do when they want stuff done. They come up there to City Hall and they come up there and they come up there. And after a while, the councilmen get tired of seeing them. And guess what? They get what they want. Yeah. And that's what we have to do.
I think that's perfect to say when we go to City Hall as a people, we also need to go with an agenda. Don't just go up there asking for something and everybody asking for something different. We're going to have to be patient and put certain agendas on the board and which ones are important for us first, and then work our way down that list so we can get those things involved and start seeing small changes. It ain't going to happen overnight, but it will happen.
Right. Yeah. That is so true. That is so true. We have to be organized. But you guys, with your podcast and with other things I see in the community now, we have the tools to do that. We have the ability to do that. All we have to do is come together and speak with one voice. Yeah, we're stronger together. We're stronger together. So what we have to do, like you're saying, and I always encourage you to do this, get a survey out there, ask the people what they want, and let's put those in order. And then we bring that up to the City Hall and watch how things are moving. Yeah, we have to be organized. But like you say, we just can't send one or two people up there and they coming in there, y'all ain't doing this, y'all ain't doing that, then that's not going to work. We're stronger in numbers. Yeah. We're stronger in numbers. We got to have, and like you said, we got to have an agenda. You got to come with an agenda, because if not, they're going to shoot you down. Yeah. But if we come with agenda, we come with numbers, things will move. Yeah. But again, it's how much you want. People sit back and say this and say that, but when it comes down to it, who's going to be out front? Correct. Now we have an opportunity to have someone at the top of the ticket. Are we going to take advantage of that? Are we going to put that in motion to where we can be able to do these things in which we want? Now is the time.
Yeah. Optimal time. Hey, if y'all in the Zoom chat, man, I see y'all, but I'm just trying to get all the questions out first, and then we'll start adding people in if y'all coming in to ask questions or whatever. Smurf, you got something else?
Yeah, man. Speaking of economic development, one of the main businesses that I keep seeing popping out that I feel like we have enough of is restaurants.
Yeah.
Is there any? Yeah, okay.
But these people around here love to eat now. Hey, Smirk, but all of them before too, man. Before this pandemic, man, all of them was full.
Yeah.
They was full. But Smirk, what you have to understand about that, with the restaurant, the hotel and motels, that's where we can make our money at. There's a tax on that for the city. We make a lot of money from that.
For real?
Yes. When
What's the
people
tax
stay
on
in our
everything?
hotels, when people stay in our hotels, there's a tax. When people shopping out with the restaurants, it helps us with, people got jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, so we definitely want to welcome them. You guys know a lot of our people, they come from outside Vidalia. Those smaller communities, they come into our city and there's a sales tax on that. But like you say, that's money, guys. Another thing that's so important, I know a lot of y'all don't know, those trains, the tracks up there, those trains, when y'all see those trains parked up there, that's money for the city. On that tower up there with all them, that's money for the city. I mean, but Smart, we need those restaurants. Don't talk them out, man. We need those.
I'm just saying, because it seems like there's more, like when they say jobs, it seems like more restaurant jobs than good paying jobs like a plant or some type of industrial job. And I'm like, restaurant jobs going to pay so much.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Industrial jobs, bigger jobs. I mean, like training, those type jobs we talk about. It's so important. And I think we're still in that area, those census that we sign out. If we can get those things in, if we can get those up, right now we are right at about 27,000 people here in our county. Most businesses, most restaurants, most major chains, they got to start at least 30,000 people. If we can get up to that 30,000 guys, it will open our horizon so much better. We will have so many different type of restaurants. We will have so many different industries looking at us because we have the infrastructure for developing our local workers with the trade school and those kind of things. That's important because when most businesses come, they want to know, do you have the workforce to train them to whatever need to be done? So that's have to be involved. And that's what the chamber in the DVA I was telling y'all about, that's what they do. They try to get that information to give the companies that's looking in our areas for coming in. So it's so important that we have to make sure that we encourage our young people, if they don't go to school, guys, if they do go get a trade, because those people are looking to see what kind of workforce we have around here. I mean, I won't bring my company to a community where I know I can't get my workforce out of it.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So that have to be a part of it too. But it's so important. And that's why we need to understand how important those census is by getting them in, because it will just open up so many other doors for us being a small community. If we can get to that 30,000 level within our citizens.
So do they look at Toombs County as a whole, or they just look at like
Toombs
Vidalia
as a whole?
Toombs
No,
as a whole.
it's Toombs as a whole. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My last question is the only thing that I got on mind, we see how the legalization of marijuana and all this stuff is like moving moving swift. It's been slowing down here and there, and then you have the medical marijuana industries. They're coming up on the stock market daily. You know what I mean? So I've been tuned into that. And I've been seeing a lot of other cities issue out tickets for like a possession of a joint or something like that. Is that something that you would push for, or how do we bring that to the board to even be voted on?
And now, I didn't understand the question. Is you speaking in terms of legalizing marijuana and whatever?
No, not just legalizing it, just the being a ticketable offense or a fine. You know what I mean? If somebody got like a little joint or something in the car, that way it won't go against your record. Then people be looking at you funny when it comes to jobs and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Let me like you say, I can't really answer that one because that will be under the commissioner field. But one of the things, and I want to encourage you guys too, the commissioner that we got, the Brian Scott, the commissioner of the police department, one of the nicest young man you ever want to meet. His doors are always open. I would encourage you to just go by and meet that young man. And I was really, really high on him coming into Vidalia because I sat down with him, and some of the same questions I asked you, I asked him about our community. I asked him, I said, what are you going to do to try to bridge that gap in our community? And I am shooting at him like that, and he shared some stuff with me and what have you, which I thought was really exciting. But I want to say that Brian is open into having a committee, a police committee. I can't say I've heard someone ask him about that, and he said that he would be open to looking into that or entertaining that. And those are type of questions. And matter of fact, I can get him to be on your show if you want to do that, and you guys can ask him direct. Even the community can call in and ask him. That's a good thing, man. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll be glad to get him to come and to be on your podcast.
Okay.
And then we can ask him those questions.
Yeah.
Because he would be better fit to answer those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
would
sure he'll do it because he that type of person.
Okay. Smurf, you got something else before I start adding people in the chat?
Yeah, my last question is back on the real estate. How does a person go about like owning one of those properties in like the third ward? Because I know they be having like tax lien auctions and foreclosure.
Yeah.
Like, how does a person go about getting that information so they could possibly want to purchase some property?
Hey, Smart. What we do for the last 2 or 3 years, we haven't had it. I know about 2 years ago when I first came on, we had some technical glitches with the paperwork. We had the auction, but we had to cancel all of them because something wasn't done right. And so we didn't have it. Last year, we didn't have it for another reason. So we haven't had the auction in 2 years. But what happens every year, we will have one. And what that does, Smart, people that have not paid their taxes within the last 2 to 3 years, that property goes up for auction. And how it works, we will have a list of those properties and we give them a certain amount of time to get their taxes paid. If they don't do that, then that goes into the auction. And what happens at the end, we usually do it at the first of the year. When they haven't paid, we'll contact them at least numerous of times and they still haven't came and paid it. What will happen, we will stand out, we will set a date and we'll stand out on City Hall and all those property that's in there, we will bid them off for what the taxes owe on it. And you or anyone else can come and bid on any of those properties that goes out. You can come, just your normal self, anybody can come and bid on those properties. And what happens, say you receive one of those properties, the owner of that property have a year to pay. Say for instance, you bought a property for $3,000. All right, you bought it from the auction. That was the tax that was due on that property. The person that owned that property have a year to pay that $3,000 you paid for that property, right? Plus 20% back to you to regain their property back. Now, if they don't do that, then the property is yours. But after that, you still have a certain amount of days before you can totally have process of it. And that's how it works. But we haven't had the option. I know at least, I think it's been the last 2 years we have, and we decided not to do it this year because of the COVID virus. We know that people are having a hard time and stuff. So I think it may be our third year that we haven't done it. But once it does start back up, you will be, and also county too, Council House, they just did a county auction off last week. But that's how it works. And so some of those properties which you're speaking in terms of, you can bid on, but there'll be a list, and we'll send a listing in the paper of those property that's going to go up for auction. And
so it's in a regular paper.
Yeah. When we do it, we'll send it out in the newspaper.
Okay.
And all the properties will be in there, and you can go through them and look for them and go look at that property. And then when we have the auction on the court on the City Hall stairs, you can come and bid on it.
So I need all my young people to stop throwing them newspapers away to get thrown in the front yard.
Yeah.
Well, we do it every, like you say, we do it once a year, and we'll notify the public when it's going to be. But the information will be posted in the paper.
Yeah, y'all notice the public goes out through the newspaper, so y'all gotta make sure y'all grab them and read them. Don't just throw them away and use them to start them grills up. It could be a money opportunity in there for you.
And Smart, that is sometimes some great opportunities to gain some of that property.
Yeah.
There's some great opportunities to do it. I know quite a few people that does it. But like you say, Smurf, we want to do it to where it will benefit the community though. And like I say, put a house or something there that will better the community as a whole. You know, one of the things I would like to do, if we can have like a Black investment group to where we can go have a group that can buy up that property and then better our community that way. We buy up blocks of it.
Yeah.
Buy back the block.
Yeah. That would really be nice.
Yes, sir. I feel like that'd be a great inspiration to the youth of our area to see some, you know, some Black investors, you know.
Hey guys, you guys know it a little bit before our time, but that MLK down there, man, they tell me that used to be one of the most prominent Black places in the city. They had cleaners down there, they had stores down there and everything.
They did.
Right
I've been doing my research and talking to a lot of the OGs, the older people, and they just pointing out where stuff used to be at on MLK down there. So that's most.
Wouldn't it be nice if we can bring that back up, guys? To have some Black businesses down there just flourishing.
Yeah, we most definitely need to do that, cause like I was telling somebody else the other day, when we was coming up, especially down here, we didn't see, as Black youth, we didn't see the opportunity to do something other than the things that we seen outside every day. I grew up on Elstein, so y'all know what I seen. So
yeah.
I mean, you had to.
Well, I was a block from you.
Yeah, yeah. So y'all, that would be a great opportunity, but that also comes to us doing our homework and actually understanding how legislation works, how to get real estate, how to actually get these grants and stuff going. So we have to jump on it and do our homework. I was one of the ones that never stayed home anyway, though, especially once I got old enough to start working. It was over with. I was never around. But
and guys, with being a mayor and being in that position, like you say, there's a lot of information that we can share with one another, because everything would come across my desk that goes through the city. And like you say, if we had like committees, if we had Black organizations that start up, then we can feed that information to everybody, and everybody have an opportunity to do investments, or just, like you said, just try to find ways to better their community. We can, like you said, we can do research. We can look at other cities, how they did it, and bring that to here. Everything I pretty much done, man. Even with the Boys and Girls Club, I went and looked at somewhere else to bring it to our community, and that's what we have to do. We have to go to different places and see what they're doing in their community, because we don't have to invent the wheel. It's already done. Somebody's already doing it. And all we have to do is just bring the information back and share it in our community, and then we can empower our people or empower the community.
Yes. So you got anything you got anything in closing, Mr. Johnson or Mr. Bill? Y'all want to say anything? Your team that's in the building?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. My mouth is dry. Y'all help out.
Yeah, we just going back. I remember Smurf asked earlier about that housing thing, and really what we're referencing, Smurf, we're referencing affordable housing. So again, the housing won't be where you're phasing people out of being able to afford it. So I clearly understood what you were trying to get at there, because of course we don't want to have these things where then people aren't able to buy them. So, we want to ensure that we've got these affordable housing areas, that one are these single family homes that help us to build up our community, to help us to beautify these areas that have been run down so much. And trust you me, that's a passion for Councilman Johnson, is one of the top priorities that we have on our platform, because we know that, just as you said, over there in that area, a lot needs to be done, and we can guarantee you that this campaign is committed to helping bring that area back and help make it something that we truly are proud of, not just for Vidalia, but within our Black community.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and we can do it with everybody help. I mean, all in. Everybody have to be all in. Everyone have to be all in, because that way we have more ownership.
Yeah.
Mr. Ward, you have anything?
Yeah, I was just going to piggyback on what Greg said, and I understand Smurf's point about the economic development, and I think, or I know that Greg, his passion is about economic development and trying to bring everybody all in and making it that level of equality, and he'll be a champion for that. He'll make sure that, and it's really about positioning. It's making sure that the city of Vidalia is in a position to be able to attract businesses. And I think with his vision, that's something that he'll, diligently work on. But we've got to make sure that the city is in a position to do that. And when you work with, when companies are coming to a city to look at what it is, that the city has to offer, they're looking at the things that Greg is kind of surrounding his campaign around, which is, and he mentioned, STC in education, infrastructure. He mentioned, he talked about the healthcare system, the Boys and Girls Club. When a company is coming here, they want to know, what does the city have to offer? And I think that'll be, part of his main goal, is to make sure that the city itself is positioned, because it's very competitive. We're in competition with towns that are closer to Interstate 16 than we might be. But again, if we position ourselves through his vision and through his leadership, we'll make Vidalia competitive when those kind of opportunities come around. And so I'm confident that he'll do that.
Yeah. I think we like 20 miles from the interstate, though. I thought we was the closest one. I be driving trucks, but I have to know that mileage. You got to know where you at, where you going, and how to get there. For real. Oh, Miss Rachel, you been quiet. You ain't got nothing to say over there? She probably chilling. So, Mr. Johnson, you want to end on anything before we end the chat? Nigeria was saying host something at Epstein Park to bring the people together as well. So
yeah,
I think
we're going to be
doing
doing that. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing that soon.
Actually, we have that on deck for next Saturday. From afternoon. So again, we should have a flyer coming out on tomorrow for everyone to be able to see. But just because it was already mentioned, we will be having an event over there on next Saturday afternoon. So we want to encourage everyone that's listening in to please come by, and also, hey, let everybody know, because we're going to be out there. As we continue to say, we're all in for Vidalia. We want that message to resonate from here to Atlanta to the coast down there in Brunswick, everywhere in Georgia. They're going to know that Gregory Johnson for mayor is about all in for Vidalia, and we're here to make a difference. And it's about the people.
Right.
That's what's up.
And guys, like I say, in closing, and what I would like to say to the Ward 3, like you say, it takes all of us. Even if I'm elected mayor, I'm still going to need help. I'm going to need your support. I'm going to need your ideas. Like you say, it won't be about me. It'll be what you guys send in on your podcast, what y'all want to see y'all city. Put that in priority. Send that up to City Hall, and I would assure you that it'll get heard and it'll be looked upon. But again, it takes all of us. It takes all of us. You guys can send me up there, but if I don't have the backing from my community or from the community, then we have to have it. Everybody have to be all in. Everyone have to be all in. We have to come up to the City Hall. We have to know what's going on in our communities. That's the only way you would get things done in your community, is you be a part of it. And we just want to encourage everyone. And I think it's so important that we do understand about next week. We're going to have the cookout, but it also an opportunity to come out. And if you haven't registered, if you need to register, we will have people there at the park that will be able to do that at the park. So if you haven't had the opportunity to do that, bring everyone, bring your uncle, your aunt. We need all hands on deck. I mean, because this is going to be a tight, and it's going to be, let me say this too, because it's so important. Some people think, well, my vote don't count. In local votes, every person, every vote counts. We had a race here recently in Lowndes, Georgia, with two of our sisters, fine sisters. They lost. That race was won with one vote. One vote. That's how important it is in your local elections. Every vote counts in local elections. So everyone that you know that we can get that haven't registered, that need to register, bring them out. Bring your sisters, your brothers, your aunties, and everybody, because it's that important. And this is a great opportunity for us, for the city of Vidalia, to advance it forward to where everybody can be heard, where everybody will have a voice. It is that important. This election is that important.
That's enough said, man. The burden of proof is on us, man. We got to get out there and get involved and get activated. Make sure you register to vote. As always, make sure you actually go out and vote. Like he said, just talking about it in our bedrooms, in our local barbershops, it's not enough. And get around those people that's willing to be in the circle, to be involved and to build a community, because that's something that we all been looking at. I know me and Smurf has definitely been talking about it and moving things forward, especially just in different stock market things to get some more money generated and stuff. So we be on daily connections with stuff like that.
Right.
But y'all make sure y'all get in a group that's gonna benefit the circle. You can't just get in a group and just chill all day. Don't nothing happen while we chilling, bro. Nothing happened while we chilling. While all the business moves being made while we chilling, they just being made without us, and we being left out, and we wonder why. It's because we're not activated in the community. We're not activated in the city council meetings. We're not even trying to find different ways to build different businesses and grow. So I got one guy. I got to call him back. But Derek, he started a business not too long ago. Well, it's been a while, but he's moved very fast, especially in the credit repair area. So that's one of the podcasts we have coming up shortly. So y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, man. And that's it. That's all we got for today. Peace, blessings, love. We see y'all later. Thanks.
Appreciate you guys for showing up, man, and giving us y'all time, to get clarification on what's going on.
Yeah, thank you guys, man. And like you say, and if you guys need to know anything, come and ask. I tell people all the time, we know because we ask not. Anything you want to know about going on at City Hall or what's going on, come and ask us, and we'll lead you in that to the right person or get the information that you need. And Smurf, and to you guys, I'd like to meet with y'all personally, man, because like I said, I think there's some business opportunity for developing a minority investment. That's so important. And like you say, but you got to be people with strong mind and that's want to move forward. Yeah. And I'll be glad to sit down with you guys to try to do that and just strategize on some things that we can do and come up with.
All right. We appreciate it.
Real quick, gentlemen, that's next Saturday, September 12th, 6 p.m. W.H. Miller. That's where we'll be for the cookout and the registration. So please, again, share that information and everybody come out.
Music and food.
Yes,
Epstein First Ave. If y'all don't understand what the park is, it's Epstein and First Ave.
We on the block with it.
Hey, thank you guys.
No problem. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Yeah, be blessed.